Right, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, Mr. Paul. How are you?
Good
Ladies and
evening to
gentlemen,
you, Mr. Dai.
all right, all right. Welcome to the show once again. We are now live, and this is your special show by TV in conjunction with True Talk TV. Today, we are going to discuss on the matters that are happening nationally. We are going to look at the planned rallies by Azimio and the government panicking about the particular situation. We have seen a lot of activities in Sondu, especially the classes in Sondu, and the Azimio movement is saying that the government should take note that they need to protect people's life. Join me and other panelists in this particular program as we vent and see what is necessary for our country. And know that there is the constitution allows picketing and freedom of assembly that is enshrined in our constitution. The police and Kindiki are saying they cannot guarantee security for the citizens of the Republic of Kenya. Join me as we vent and see the possibility of and the probability of a peaceful demonstration starting from Wednesday to Friday. This is a marathon. This is something that has never been seen in the Republic of Kenya. And ladies and gentlemen, if we are not careful, if we are not careful with what is happening, we might go the Rwanda way, we might go the Somali way, we might go the Sudan way. So let us start talking. We hope that this message will reach the principal, both as Raila Molo Odinga and Dr. William Samoei Ruto, who is the president of the Republic of Kenya. He needs to pick his phone. I've always said on this show that the president of the Republic of Kenya needs to pick his phone and talk to the Azimio leader. We cannot continue losing so many lives in the name of protest. We have lost so far over 20 people, and the death toll will continue if they are not talking. We don't want to see them sending their dogs in various media houses uh, in the name of the Secretary General and Kinao Soro and the rest in media houses exchanging words. We need also media houses, mainstream media houses, ATN, Citizen, and the rest, to take responsibility and invite the Azimio leader and the president of the Republic of Kenya to those shows instead of sending their dogs. Thank you so much. Welcome to the show. Those who are listening, I see the number rising. Hey, Paul, how have you been, my friend? Welcome to True Talk TV. Welcome. How have you been?
Okay, good evening, Mr. Nick Nyangisa. We have been doing well. I'm doing well specifically
Uh huh. Uh, Paul, are you there?
about what you let, let, let me buy you some bundles.
Oh, the bundles are not working. Okay. Your bundle, okay, buy bundles, then you can join in the discussions. Otherwise, thank you, Paul. Is as Paul is buying bundles, please, guys, can you join in the show? Tell me when you bought your bundles. Join in the show, and as we discuss these important happenings in our country, remember, remember that we need to start talking other. We need to start talking your neighbor. We need to uh, Oh, Kenya Rebel, Kenya Rebel, Kenya Rebel bana, karibu sana kwa show. Umepotea sana, we need you in the show. I sent the link earlier on on Mtembei debate team, but all the same, let me try and forward for you the link in a bit, if you don't mind. If you don't mind, Kenya Rebel. Thank you. Get Eli, whatever. If you are listening, I know you are listening. Can you forward the link to Kenya Rebel? I don't want to stop the broadcast for a short while, but please share the link to Kenya Rebel. Share the link to Kenya Rebel. Mtembei, kindly, Mtembei, Mtembei, kindly share the link. Kindly join Mtembei TV. Can you join and share the link to the rest of the panelists who are willing to join? Thank you very much. I think Paul has taken off once again, but all the same, we are talking about our country. I wish Kenya Rebel can join at some point so that we discuss this matter and exhaust it. Otherwise, we are going to really. Hey, hi, Cornerstone. Mas long time, long time, long time. This is the one. This is our home. I mean, you guys come and we discuss our country. This is what we want to discuss today, the situation, so that we don't lose many of our brothers and sisters in this demonstration. And we only hope that the police can provide security, the necessary security during the demonstration. We know that the people out there who are going to take advantage of the situation, let the police be able to identify them early before we see the situation generating into something chaotic like what was witnessed in Kitengela. Join me with other panelists as we discuss our country. You know, this is our country. This is Kenya. I always say Rwanda is started like what you're seeing in social media right now. People going after each other, brothers and sisters exchanging words. I mean, the animosities I've seen on social media is crazy. People are ready. People are ready. Both sides are saying they are going to go after each other. I saw a tweet from Itumbi. That was so unnecessary, Mr. Itumbi. That was so unnecessary. These are the things that ignite emotions. Guys, we need to, we need to start talking to each other. We need to start talking to each other and stop this unnecessary, the bickering and chest thumping. You know, if we destroy our country, if we destroy our country, the Azimio troop will not have any country to govern. They will not have any country to govern. Paul, welcome back again to the studio. How are you, Mr. Paul?
I'm doing well.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is Mtembei TV. How have you been?
Okay, I've been doing well, Nick Nyangisa, but I've had a point where I was speaking before. Then I got short of data bundles,
Go
and I
tell
had to buy
us,
it again.
tell us where you are listening or where you are talking from. Where are you at the moment?
Okay, currently I'm in Migori County, that is Kenya.
Nice. Hmm.
Yeah. So, Nick, there's this point where we must discuss it, or when we are discussing it, we must check on it, maybe on the both two sides. You get that
Yeah.
the ruling party, that is the UDA or KK government,
Yeah.
having their leader as William Samoei Ruto, and we have the opposition leader Raila Amolo Odinga. The two people or the two souls are maybe they are willing to meet each other to discuss how Kenya can move forward without having this demonstration. But when you check at the surroundings, maybe those who are surrounding these leaders like Ruto. Let's see the CS that he is having, or see the deputy that he is having. Those people are very cruel, and they don't even want to see Raila close to Ruto. And that might be something that is blocking the two from talking or from discussing Kenya. I think that is the point where we can see the CS Moses Kuria and Gachagua. They don't even want to see Raila close to Ruto because they are thinking that when Raila gets to close to Ruto, maybe they will have the same scenario where we had Raila having a handshake with Uhuru Kenyatta and leaving Ruto's side.
So that is what is happening. So uh, people like Gashagwa, they don't want Ruto to Raila.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
now, Paul, let me ask you: do you think Raila
Mm.
supporters want the handshake?
Raila Molodinga, this man is very funny. and from what we have been witnessing since he started vying for the presidency, eh, when he loses, he will get to the government through an handshake.
Mm-hmm.
So this is why maybe he wants to get into the government now, but how those people are reacting is what is blocking him from reaching the president.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when you see how Gachagua is talking about the handshake, they don't want it. They don't want it completely. Even it even makes the president to say that we don't want the handshake because and you remember Ruto saying that he needs a tight opposition.
Well, why are you laughing? I mean, this is, our politics we have a lot of suckers in our politics, and that is a problem. So there's a comment on the comment section saying that Cornerstone is saying that I'm worried about what is happening. It is not a Kenyan thing. We don't want to turn into civil disobedience flares in some countries. Oh, they have already started sharing some flares in some part of the countries. That is very, very, very sad. I said this before. There is some politicians out there who don't really care about the country. They don't care about the country. Wacha, they are saying wacha ichomeke, ichomeke, wacha iharibike, iharibike. But here, Paul, can you do me a favor? Can you copy? Can you read the comment section? I know you can read the comment section. Can you copy that link and paste it on the comment section? Can you copy that link that I sent you and paste it on the comment section if you can, without getting out of the studio? Oh, he's gotten out. Okay. Kenya nimeshaweka Kenya Rebel, nimeshaweka link kwa Mtembei, ni vile tu no. Let me see how to do this thing on the forum. Can somebody who is in Mtembei debate team copy the link? I know they are listening. They are listening, and they want to come in. There are so many people who want to come in the show. Please copy the link. Kenya Rebel, I know Alex has the link, but he's held up somewhere. Alex, please. Hey, Paul, did you manage? Hello. Oops.
Is
Yes,
it
yes.
okay now?
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay, but you copied it on you just copied it on our you didn't copy it on the comment section, but it's okay. It's okay. I will find out. Somebody will come and copy it on on our on our main channel. Now, Paul, you are saying something that is very very important, and I agree with you that
Mm.
we need we need to start talking, and most importantly, we need to see that our country doesn't burn. Mtembei, I know you've come in. Please copy the link. Mtembei, kindly copy the link to the comment section. I know you've come in the on the background. Please copy the link to the comment section. Some people want to come in. Now, it is important, Paul,
Yeah.
that we look at the situation in a different way. If you were there in 2007 and you saw the clashes of 2007, we don't want a situation whereby our country degenerates into ethnic cleansing. There's already an ethnic profiling going on in Kenya. You might not realize it, but look at the comments. It is ethnic profiling. Now, if you read the stories of Rwanda, how the genocide happened in a minute, it just started with words, just simple words. We have seen Korea threatening to kill Baba. That is so unnecessary. You don't utter such things. Suppose it happens coincidentally, or suppose it really happens, what will happen? So leaders need to be responsible with their utterances. We, this country is in a bad situation. We need to take a lot of caution. We need to take a lot of caution when we are out there given a microphone, or we are on Twitter, or you are using your Twitter handle to mobilize your community. You are using your Facebook platform to send insults or derogatory statements or statements that mobilize your ethnicity. This is very, very wrong. This is very, very wrong. People are ready for the handshake. People are saying they're ready for the handshake, but they're not ready for the bullets. They're not ready for the bullets. You know, sometimes people think that, when you are shot, you have a second chance. No, 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 no. You don't have a second chance in life. Ukipigwa risasi, wewe umeenda. And I know some people would say that the police need not to use excessive force. But here you are, a demonstrator, or no, not that I'm saying Azimio demonstrators are using violence, but there are people out there who are capitalizing on the situation and infiltrating demonstrations and causing havoc. Now, this person wants to attack a police officer. The police officer will definitely have, and they are armed. And you've seen Wananchi taking over police vehicles, running them, and the police taking off. So suppose a police officer is cornered by demonstrators. What is the police officer going to do? Those are questions that we need to ask ourselves. A police officer being cornered by them or being beaten up by them, what is he supposed to do when he's armed? And for Azimio, I think it is important that during these demonstrations, your protesters wear a certain so that they can be identified, so that they can go out there and be identified as as new protesters, wearing probably white or wearing the colors as a new. This is important in that we will be able to identify who is a protester and who is a thug, or we will be able to identify those who are coming in to cause trouble. Yeah, if they wear a certain uniform, I've seen that happen in Africa. I've seen very many peaceful protests happening uh, throughout the world. Some of them is a marching protest, but the protests in Kenya are very weird. You have people in vehicles, driving up and down. Probably the roads are blocked, and things like that. Suppose they just take the whole of Uhuru Highway and say that we are protesting up to Machakos. It is a mass demonstration, not going to shops, no doing, not running up and down the estates. Just do it in the main streets. No cars, no nothing. We just want to see people, human beings, walking peacefully to wherever they are going. That is the kind of demonstration that I want to see in my country. And I believe many panelists out there or viewers out there would want to see this kind of situation happening. But unfortunate for us, the demonstration normally generates into something else, and somebody is killed. The situation in Sondo, I mean, the situation in Sondo is a sad one because here is a community that is ready to it, and the other side are not willing to participate, and they are divided by a road. So these other guys decide to go on this other side where people are conducting their business and doing their stuff. So in the event, an old lady, I understand, uh, was hurt or something like that. Read in. I cannot really affirmatively say that it is just killed the lady on the other side, and that is what caused the clashes in Sunday. And very soon, clashes might escalate to something else. Hey guys, give me just a break for a minute. I need to talk to Kenya Rebel. Kenya Rebel, I need, Kenya Rebel, just post for me your, let me link, let me send you the link. It's like, just a second, guys. Just hold on for a minute. Hey, Kenya Rebel, where do I? Oh, everybody wants the link now. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. I figure out how I can give you guys the link. Please, just a second. Just hold on for a second. I give you guys the link.
Thank you very much. I don't know where our host Mzalendo has gone. He starts the show and then I think his Wi-Fi antakana achangiwe pesa. Huyu jamaa anyway, the link, let me put the link, invite our people here. I think they want to celebrate revolutionary, this guy called revolutionary. He has a problem, big time problem.
What?
Oh, finally you're here. I'm like wondering, everybody's wondering where you are.
No, I was looking for you, and I was looking for you for a minute. Then all of a sudden, you disappeared again.
I'm here. I'm here. Thank you very much.
Oh, you've copied the link. Yeah, what has been the problem. But I believe that Kenya Revolutionary now can join. Asante sana, Alex. Thank you so much. I started the show earlier by saying that Paul, thank you, Paul Kiche, for coming back. Now, this is a gentleman with bundle in a Sumbua, so he keeps on coming in and out. But a very good panelist. He's been sharing with us a lot. Paul, can you hear me now?
You are very clear.
Very clear. Before your bundles are over, can you say hi to my friend here, Alex? Alex is one of the panelists in this particular show, and I've got a lot of insight. So, Paul, we were discussing about the push and shove between Azimio supporters and the Baba. Baba probably wants to have a meeting with, will not allow him. Supporters of Baba like Alex will not allow him to have that kind of meeting. And, and that's the biggest problem. Raila really wants peace. He's not a man of war. Raila is not somebody who wants to, but his supporters are telling him, no, you can meet William Ruto at any given point. I know Kenya Rebel is always against the handshake. So, but Paul,
Yeah.
what do you see happening in Kenya in the next 72 hours?
I think hello to everyone. General, you are too late, but we can forgive you for now.
Hmm?
So, just to pick from where you've left it from, there's this scenario in Kenya where we have two people or two parties. One
Hmm.
is in the government, one is the government, the ruling government, the one
Mm-hmm.
that we gave the mandate to rule the Kenya country. Then we have the opposition leader
Mm-hmm.
or this team from the opposition leader. So when you check at them, maybe the first front people, that is the president and the opposition leader, maybe they want, if you read the mind carefully, they would like to meet each other and discuss how Kenya can move forward. But those who are surrounding them are the people that don't want these people to meet. They are thinking that maybe when they meet, or the opposition leader meets the president,
Paul,
then yes.
Paul, hold on there. I think you've made a fundamental statement there. I want us to evaluate it deeply. They
Yeah,
want to meet. You think they
exactly.
want to meet or they already met? This is something that I've always questioned myself. The
Yeah,
caliber they are, have they met or they want to meet? Have they
they
been?
have met before. They met even before.
Okay, they met before election or after elections?
Both. Before
Both.
election, they were together. Even in the some of the ceremonies that we see happening in Kenya, they laugh at each other, they talk, they hug each
So
other.
they had
And then after the election,
just hold on. They went for a football match together.
yeah,
what was the message they was trying to pass to Kenyans? Because I think in every event, there is a discourse in it. What
Yeah.
was in it that we did not get, that we are still troubled?
Just to pick it, my friend, these people have been together. Even if you check how they are relating in the field or where they meet each other, they are together. It is only that those who surrounding them are the ones spreading the news or the bad messages to us. That's where we are now. We are fighting. We are fighting blindly. We don't know what's happening in this between the two people. Yeah,
Well,
like last time, you can see them when they had a funeral. When they had a funeral, when they were sending off State and Mama, they were together. After that, they were seen in a certain room, three people. Eh,
so
they were
I
seen
mean,
in a room.
Paul, you are right that
Yeah,
the Azimio leader and the president, they have even phone numbers that they exchange. They can always talk. They text each other. This is something that they do. And as Alex has said, it's only that he doesn't want to bring it out clearly that these are people who are talking to each other. But what are their supporters saying? Their supporters are saying a different thing. Their
Actually,
sup-
Zalendo, yesterday or today, we had a clip in the mainstream media that the families actually have been eating together. I don't know if you saw that clip. The
no,
families,
no, just
families
tell us
actually
about Alex. We
in the
did we
last in
see
the
that.
last 48 hours, the families were eating together in a concerted effort to understand that this thing, it is the people that surround them that have been hardcore,
yeah,
radicalized to a
yeah,
point that, I mean, they don't want to show what the reality is. Now, what is the reality? Because 2 weeks ago, last week, today, I saw even some posts of some bloggers. I don't know how authenticated they are, but I always know that in any political event, there is a channel of communication that is always open. There is no closed doors for a person as eminent as Raila, that he can completely close his, communication channels. So the question is this time around, has Raila opened his communication channels to Ruto, or he has completely closed it? I think Paul is in statue. We can pick
Association
from. Oh,
with
Paul is.
bundles.
I know. I'm getting you very clear. So it is only that we have to digest whatever we've been saying. As in that these two people, they know each other. You get that they are even complaining that they were from one party, that is ODM. They were together. Ruto knows Raila more than you think. And even Raila said that huyu jamaa namjua. Alafu Ruto said that namwelewa. It means that these people have been together and they know the game. It is only that these people that surrounds them, they are the people that are now turning things not to work as they planned. Like yesterday, just check at it. With the president himself had a rally at Oma Bay County, that is in Luo land. Nothing happened. Raila also had another function at Kisumu. Nothing happened. They didn't even clash to each other. What happened? It is now them telling us that maybe from Wednesday to the other Wednesday we'll be facing each other head on. Yet they were together.
They were not together. Each held their own rallies. And I want us to dissect this in a very honest way.
Yeah.
If you look at what Moses Kuria did, whether he has a mental case, as some people say, whether he was drunk, I do not know. Whether it's
Yeah.
part and parcel of his personality, I don't know. It hurt the president homecoming for Omolo. At the same time, whatever Kindiki said at the same time in Sondu actually added salt in the injury of the homecoming of Omolo, to the extent that Ruto could not even go to the so-called Meet the People tour. Okay? So how do you dissect that? That is it internal sabotage that is going on within Ruto's government? He can't term his own people. Or let me bring a new idea. Is it the Kikuyu clique within the government that has completely refused to give Ruto the getaway to discuss on how to bring this country to sanity? Because three people who insinuate a lot of hatred, Ichungwa, Gachagua, and now Kuria.
Yeah.
Recently, we saw Nani bring this issue of Sondu, Aaron Cheriot, but Aaron Cheriot, before the election, wrote a tweet that he quickly deleted immediately, which is said that in this country, we have always had two football teams that we have supported, Gor Mahia and AFC. And whenever the Kalenjins had an option to support, we always supported Gor Mahia. After all, we are Nilots. You saw that happening to them. Saying that. Now,
Yeah.
Today, you're seeing that, and you're saying he's being held ransom. Who is holding these people ransom? Both of them. Quickly, before we come to SG. I'm not sure about our brother. Our brother is celebrating deeply. Kenyan Rebel. Today we need to agree to disagree agreeably. We have a we
can you
have
hear
a
me?
country. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
Kenyan Rebel. We have a country, and that country, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Kindiki said clearly that hakutakuwa na maandamano. Ruto said hakutakuwa na maandamano. But finally, the courts have said there will be. But now, two things have happened so far. They have withdrawn the security of Raila, and they have said they are not going to protect the Mwananchi. What do you tell about that? Are we talking about when we said that we are not going to reconstitute the IEBC? Uhuru vowed with all his heart. 3 days later, Uhuru said, hii kitu imemshinda. Maandamano Thursday, ikamshinda. Uhuru decided to negotiate with Raila. Are you seeing the same thing, that people come out, they vow, they vouch, they swear only to be captured and be cornered by the dictates of the politics today? Do you think that Ruto is going to prevent what is happening Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? Because the courts have given a go ahead. And Ruto has said, we are not going to give people security. But it is going to go ahead Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 3 days in a row. Kenyan Rebel, tell us from your point of view.
Thank you. First of all, it's nice to see you, Alex. Kabla, let me just say that before tuanze kugwaruzana hapa. Mzalendo, SG, and Paul, nice seeing you. Before I get to that, I don't know why we are so... It's just a week and we've been moved away. The conversation now is about Mandamano, whether people are supposed to go to Mandamano. Raila is about to get killed. The anticipation is, it's almost like we're anticipating there'll be a lot of casualties in these 3 days. Why don't we start with what really took us to this Mandamano? Why is this Mandamano happening? I think that's the fundamental question that we should ask ourselves, first of all. And I'll get to Mandamano in a minute. We were told by the Azimio that they're going to Mandamano because the price of living is high, okay? They're protesting against that. Right, okay, then our little friend...
It's the cost, not the price. My friend, don't...
Oh yeah, thank you. Price and cost, same difference.
No, it's not. When you are a Jaluo,
okay.
Cost. Thank you.
Okay. All right, this was that. Cost of living. So our friend Omkia, he went to petition against the finance bill, which was a bill that's going to have us get taxed, high taxes. Then Azimio also joined the petition in that same petition to, stop this finance bill. Now, the court suspended it. It has been moved up to, is it High Court or going to Supreme Court now? And there's a ruling today about another case too regarding with respect to some banks or whatever. But anyway, so my thing is this: if the courts, the ways of the courts, the channel using the courts, it's actually happening. Someone can argue that, okay, finance bill has nothing to do with the cost of living, as Alex have corrected me. It has everything to do with it, actually. The petitions that Okiya Omtata is fighting in court will address everything that Azimio are actually protesting against. It will help us because we want to find out why should we be taxed these high taxes that Ruto wants to tax us. Okay. Number two, he also wants to see how much money we owe to these loans that we've been taking that are used as a reason for high taxation. These are things that are being addressed at the right place. And there's high probability that this thing will fall. The finance bill will fall. So I'm saying this, instead of Azimio going through that channel, why go to Mandamano if this is working? Okiya is showing us the way. But let's get to Mandamano because it's their right. In the Constitution, you have the right to go and Mandamano. Fine, let's go to Mandamano. We all know, sitting here, all of us, let's not kid ourselves. Every time there's a mass action, Mandamano, there's always casualties. Azimio side will claim that their protesters are not violent. The police, the government through the police will say that the police were trying to stop people who are looting and doing all other funny things. Okay, regardless, there's always high casualties. People lose their lives. Okay, so now I hear some Azimio folks are saying that, oh, this thing is bigger than Raila. Actually, it's not bigger than Raila, because if it was bigger than Raila, then people would be mandamanaring right now. They will not be waiting for Raila to tell them, hey, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. They'll be already out already. They don't need to wait for Raila if it was that serious. The passion and the irritants is not as high as it was 2017. But what I'm trying to say is this. There's absolutely no need for this mandamano if we know that it will result to high casualties. We all can agree that we don't want to see people die. We don't want to see what's going in Stone. The courts are already ruling over this.
You're shooting yourself both. You're saying people are not going to Andamana, and then you're saying it's going to be high casualties. Where do you stand? If people are not going to Andamana, how are we going to have high casualties? Can you explain that to us?
Yeah, because okay, you're confused. Let me make it clear. What I'm trying to say is this: we all know every time we have a mandamano, there'll be casualties. One life is too many. Whether it's one life to one boy getting shot, or 3 people getting shot, or police, whatever, whether it's from the police side or the people who are robbing supermarkets and everything. That's a casual. It falls under casualties. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Why can't we avert that? Because Azimio, as they saw the light through Okiya Omtata, they can join his petition to fight this Ruto guy through the courts.
Okiya Omtata is not in Azimio; is an independent candidate.
I agree, but he's a Kenyan who is using the channels, non-violent, non-agitational agency, where he can win.
I agree with you, and that is where we agree that they have. It's an option you're offering them. It's not a right.
Yes.
Because honestly, they have their own caucus. You saw today they went and gave the Kenya Kwanza also. They had their own PG. So I mean, you can't go. Kenya. I'm sorry. No, nobody kicked you out. I mean, I don't know if it's what's happening.
Okay.
It's seen that nobody kicked you out, because in this channel we have been told not to kick anybody out, and that is why I'm sitting on this seat. Regardless of what you say, you have a right to be intelligent and right to be stupid. Nobody kicks anybody out. But look, everybody has their caucus. The Kenya Kwanza had their caucus, they finished. You see, they're PG. And this other side, they also had. And there are people who are in the middle, who are independent candidates. So I don't think it's fair to say that we should go. Okay, hold on there. Mzalendo.
Wait. Just 1 second before we go to Mzalendo. Just.
Okay.
There is I'll be very brief. I just want to say this.
Mm-hmm.
This Mandamano is not about.
I think we could. Alex, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear. We can hear you.
Do you want SG to go on, or you want me to comment on what's happening?
SG is not there. I don't know what happened to him. SG just left. I think you are dragging behind.
Yeah. What Kenya Rebel is trying to bring is that whatever is being addressed right now is also being addressed in the courts. If it is the high cost of living, it's being addressed in the courts. Apart from that, the other issue is about the appointment of IBC officials. That is something that is not being addressed by Okiya Mtata. By and large, I think I've always said that throughout the world, we know that the cost of living is going up. Where you are right now, Alex and Kenya Rebel, there is the issue of inflation. They have fought it to a level whereby it is now manageable for America.
My friend, you muted. I think.
Yeah, I can't hear him now.
I think your equipment muted. You're not muted here, but I think there's something muted in you.
While it's Dinenio, I'll just.
No, I would like to respond to Kenya Rebel.
Okay, go ahead, Paul. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, my brother, you've talked about the court and Okiya Mtata. Look at it very keenly. The court suspended the finance bill, but the fuel price in Kenya now, as we speak, this the VAT that is working, that is now 16%. So it means that whether they suspended the bill, the finance bill, it is working because the fuel price is okay at 196.
Paul, you're right, which means that they did not obey the court.
They did not suspend it. And if in economic class, you will get that fuel price will control every price. That is the price inflation. So they suspended it.
The economic engineer.
Yeah. And then now come to the court issues again. You wanted Raila to follow the court issues. The court issues has been here. Raila has been with them. Well, let's take what happened after election. We expected that the majority will rule after the Supreme Court, but the vice versa took place, where we had three. I don't know. I can't remember very well, but the minority ruled. It is not the majority that worked. So Raila knows whatever we deal with the courts. So we cannot go to the court way. Let Okiya Mtata deal with his own things. Then Raila also to deal with the other part.
Thank you. Kenya Rebel, 30 seconds, and then I need to ask you a question after.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to say this to Paul. Yes, you're right. They kept 16. But remember, Okiya Mtata also went back to court and say he will sue those people because they are doing it against the court order. They're not supposed. It hasn't passed yet. The finance bill hasn't passed.
Only one institution was IPRA.
Yes, and that's what I'm addressing. So I'm saying, yes, for those who are going to implement this finance bill without it passing because it's still suspended, they can be taken to court and be charged or fined. Okay, So that's number one. Regarding the electoral, the petition with Raila about elections, they were told to bring the evidence. The evidence was examined. They looked at the evidence which Azimio were presenting. There was, how many judges are there? 7, 8, whatever the case is. They looked at it. Yes, there are the people who dissented, but the majority,
That is not
it's a
the
vote.
case. What is the case?
Hold on.
It is the IBC issue, my friend.
What's the IBC? Okay, the IBC issue. You want to? Okay, let's go to IBC issue right now. They were discussing that in that parliamentary whatever, what is it called, bipartisan committee. Okay, and I keep on saying, go listen to what Muruga, who is the head of the Kenya Kwanza side of the coalition in these talks, because Otiende Amolo is on the other side. Okay, he said Otiende Amolo wanted a resolution ordering IBC to go ahead and first of all show to conduct the audits of the elections. Okay, and number two, he wanted them to order them, okay, to start the selection process of the next commissioners. Okay, and the Kenya Kwanza side was saying this: lawfully, the legislative body cannot order IEBC because IEBC is an independent body. So they can, the letter that Omolo, so let me finish. This is very important. This is very important. Okay, let me finish.
No, I mean, we're coming back to you. It's for your benefit.
Yeah, but I was going to finish my thought, which is very important. So they disagreed because Otiende Amolo said this is a resolution, and the Kenya Kwanza said no, it's not a resolution, because what they're asking to as a resolution to sign for the Kenya Kwanza side to sign on is an illegality. You cannot order an independent body to do ABC. Okay, so if this talks delay or they fall, okay, don't go on. The selection panel will go ahead and pick the next commissioners. But go ahead. What were you trying to say, Alex?
So let me ask you. I want Kenya Riba to continue with his thought, but let's hold on there. First of all, we selected a panel of eminent people called bipartisan. I want you to divulge in this. Mzalendo and Paul, in a very few words, was that even a legality? Was it legal to choose a panel to look into things that they said were contentious between these two parties? Was it legal in itself?
It's not illegal in itself.
No, it's not you. I'm asking the other person. We're coming back to you.
Okay, I just answer you.
It was not illegal. It was not legal. It was illegal to do it.
What's your reasons?
Let me come back to it.
Okay, Nani Mzalendo, do you think the president and Raila had the capacity to order people to sit down to speak about on issues that they are talked about, the cost of living, the IEBC, the so on so on? Because remember, Ruto went on even behind. After they had agreed, he said he called Raila. Remember the event, the prognosis of things. He called Raila. And what they said was, I received a call. And what we said was this, that we will look at the cost of living. Secondly, we will look at the IEBC. When they had finished, Ruto comes later on and says, according to the law, them as the opposition, we as their government. Do you think that is what they spoke with Raila? If they all spoke or they used their people to speak, do you think Raila could have agreed to give a briefing when Ruto told him that you have to address this issue? You as the opposition, me as the president. Do you think that was the talk they had? Or they lied to us after that one?
You just answered yourself. You just answered your. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I think you just answered yourself. They lied to you. And the reason is what Raila says with them on the microphone is not what is in his heart or what they discuss with the Ruto on the background. This is evident because that whatever they had formed, the bipartisan talk where Raila selected his team and Ruto selected his team, is not anchored anywhere in law. All right, this is something that is not anchored anywhere in law, and whatever discussion or decision they had come up with, somebody, a civilian, would go to the court and block any recommendation by that particular team. We don't have anywhere in law where the opposition leader can select a team to discuss the issue of Kenya, as even the president of the Republic of Kenya cannot discuss anything before going to the people themselves. And that is us, even if they represent us. Remember what happened to BBI. BBI was the same story. Two people getting together, discussing our fate, and what happened in the courts? It was shut down. It was shut down completely. The situation we have in the country. Kenya Rebel, do you want to ask a question or do you want to comment on that?
No, just finish, then I'll go after you. Just finish.
All right. So that is the kind of situation that we are in. These people are speaking with two sides of their mouth. One thing is saying this, the other thing is saying that. Raila wants peace. Raila knows very well that the only avenue to address the food crisis is parliament. Ruto knows all that so well, that the only place that they can address the issue of the prices of commodities is in parliament. We have seen that happening in Kibaki's government. They were able to reduce the prices of essential commodities. Prices of unga, prices of the price of fuel was moderated, yeah, and through parliament. Even Moi, a dictator, was able to reduce the prices of commodities. But the issue again comes to us as private citizens that I have a shop called Shop X for Mzalendo. If my unga, I decide to sell it for 600, that is not up to the government. I can sell it the way I want. That's where we have a problem. That is where we are. There's no law that tells you that I cannot sell my fuel at 1,000 bob.
Okay, Zalendo.
Yeah.
Zalendo, on that point of view, let me ask you. The president has been very categorical, saying that the people that were benefiting from all these subsidies that he is not ready to give them unless a new order is given were cartels. And probably he's pointing fingers probably from where I sit at Mount Kenya Foundation. Is it about the people who benefit from all these subsidies that the president is trying to avert, or is it about the people that the president is trying to bring a new order so that the subsidies can go actually to the people? What is happening to him? What's the real cause here? Because he seems to agree that the cost of living is beyond.
You know, Alex, eh? We come to this show to educate our people. We come to this show to enlighten our people. We live in the diaspora. We live in a place where you wake up one day, you find the pump prices have gone up, and they give you a reason why they have gone up. The pump prices that today in where you are not the same as how you bought them yesterday. They have gone up by probably 10 cents, 50 cents, or something like that. Sometimes they go down completely, depending on where you got your fuel. Now, the issue of subsidies is not sustainable, and you know it. But even if Uruto would wake up one day and say, okay, fine, let me put money so that we can subsidize fuel. If he puts the money to subsidize fuel, who is going to pay that cost? It is still me and you. It's only
You
that
say we live in a country that you see. I think you're hitting yourself in the foot. We had a food bill a couple of years ago when the Republicans won the
Alex, I want you to come
debate.
closer. Right, you're speaking like you're so far.
Yeah, we had a bill a couple of years ago when Trump was the president, I think 2 years into his presidency, whereby they were talking about SNAP, EBT, and the milk subsidies and everything, and they wanted to take the subsidies out. You remember that bill very well in the Congress.
Yes.
And they realized that once they take the food subsidies out, what was going to happen is that milk will shift from $3 and it was going to go to $7, which was not going to be very good for the what? They ended up stretching the subsidies, I think, for 7 years again. So that SNAP and EBT, which actually protects people, especially the low class in Mississippi, actually red states. So the whole issue is, how do we need to deal with the issue of subsidies? It's not the issue. I don't think we all disagree about subsidies are not sustainable. What we are disagreeing is, do subsidies actually go to the people who really need them?
You see, subsidies of fuel directly goes to the people who need them. Subsidies of fuel. If you subsidize fuel today at the pump, if you subsidize kerosene, then the consumer who is your auntie or uncle back in the village or somewhere in town will receive that benefit directly without going through the middleman. So the issue was, even if the money for subsidies is put on fuel, not all of it goes to the intended cause. Otherwise, it goes to some middleman out there, or somebody who has formed some oil marketer, or some distributors who have formed cartels, and they are eating into this money. That is the biggest problem. That is what Ruto was addressing then. But my problem again with the government is that they have not come out to tell us, yes, there's this company X and B that were doing illegal business with the previous government. That is why we removed the subsidies. Now we are introducing new companies that will do a good job and we will continue with the subsidies. Rebel, you want to say something?
Yes. Okay. Just on subsidies about fuel. That's why it's important to listen to these people when they have interviews. Sheragay, when he was in Spice FM, he said, under the recommendation of IMF, they were told not to subsidize fuel. Go check that. But let's not get into that. Let's ask, was that arrangement, the parliamentary, the bipartisan, whatever committee, was it legal? It's not illegal by itself. What they were going to come up with was and the process in which they were going to do it is what was going to be illegal or legal. That's why I keep on maintaining we should listen to both sides. Mr. George Muruga, I think his name is Murugara, the head of that committee on the Kenya Kwanza side, he said that anything that they propose and they agree on and sign on, because both sides have to sign on as a resolution, should be anchored in law and should go through the parliament. And Otienda Molo and his group said, no, we want this, and if you don't do this, when we are walking out. And that's where that's where the talk was suspended.
Looks like
okay,
you want to
now
debate by yourself. We'll leave you alone to debate. Thank you.
Well, let me finish my thought, then you can rebuttal if you want to rebuttal.
Any question? You are saying things that are not right.
Okay. This is the problem with people from SC. They can't take they can't the reality. Okay, going back to what was I saying? Raila Mandamano. Raila Odinga made a statement saying this. He wants something similar to that Kofi Annan accord If you remember, he made a statement. What was he trying to say? Basically, he wants a Lusumkati handshake, okay? And Ruto said, no. The people on these talks has been on this bipartisan talks told them, okay, we are willing to make concessions, okay, but it has to go through parliament. It has to be anchored in law. It has to be within the perimeters of the law. And this is what the Tindamolo and the Azimio side did not want to agree on. Okay, why is it so hard for Alex to take on that? This is not. Listen, the beauty of Mutembe is we can speak, and if you think I'm wrong, prove me wrong with facts. This is not the other places where we come and rant about Ruto and Raila for 5 hours.
Thank you that for that comment, Kenyaribe. This is not a place where we just rant and say we support Raila throughout or support Ruto. When Ruto is going wrong, we say it on this channel. When he had a bloated cabinet, we say it on this channel. This is not a channel where you will come and rant Azimio, or pro Ruto all the time. No. When we are pro-government, we know why we are pro-government. When we are pro-Azimio, we know why we are pro-Azimio. And it depends on the issue of the day. Yeah, it depends on the issue of the day that we are discussing. I saw Geoffrey Ruto saying that people should work. We don't want to subsidize almost everything. People should work and not expect government to come and cushion them during this hard time. Yes, Ruto, you're right, and you are wrong at the same time. When there is a crisis, then the government mitigates and finds way of cushioning the wananchi. That is the work of government. The work of government is to ensure that we have sufficient food. The work of the government is to ensure that we have security. We wananchi cannot provide that for ourselves. So it is up to the government of the day to ensure that we have protection. We have protection. So that is important to note that even if we politic, then there are essential things that the government ought to provide. The government ought to provide you with security. The government ought to ensure that you are safe and you are not insecure in any manner. The government also needs to see that its citizens are not hungry. They are feeding. And how? Yes, giving them money could be an option if we are living in the first world, but unfortunately we are living in the third world. We need to find out how we can have food security. There are regions in this country, the eastern part of the country, Nyanza. We have been talking about food security in some of these places. They don't have enough food produced for the locals. We don't have enough. Don't have enough. How is the government mitigating? How are they ensuring that the people in Western and the Nyanza regions, especially the Nyanza, and go to Marsabit area, northeastern area, how are they food sufficient? Yeah, that is the work of the government. And that is also the work of the local leadership in those particular areas. When we are talking about government and its effectiveness, then we need to also talk about what the whole government are doing for its people. It is important that the world governments are also involved so that they ensure that we have food security in the region. For example, you are pushing uh, for the mandamanos to go on throughout. When mandamanos go on throughout, there are places that will not lack the essential commodities like even bread, even sugar, even vegetables and grains. They don't produce enough. They depend on the road. And the road, nobody wants to put their vehicle on the road when there are mandamanos. So these people are going to go hungry. The small children are going to suffer. They are going to die. Babies are going to die. Mothers who are in hospital who need food, they are going to die. It's a crisis. the opposition leader and the government needs to do something very, very urgently. If the opposition's grandstand is to go on with the mandamano and everybody else dies and they don't care, then let them do that. Let them do that. But the government needs to act very, very fast to ensure that other people's lives moves on. The hospitals depend. The hospitals depend on food. Yeah, so the hospitals depend on food. When you close the roads, how are they going to get food to those hospitals? Yeah, when you close the roads, how are the labs? How are the, like in places like Kisumu? There are some tests that have to be done in Nairobi. Yeah, when you close all those avenues are closed. How are we going to run a country like that? Yeah, we want a revolution. We want to topple the government. Let us do it through the ballot. Some of these things we need to be very, 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 very careful. The situation, Paul and Kenya Rebel, this thing is taking. We might never go back. We might never go back and have a country called Kenya. It started like this in Zimbabwe when they were removing a dictator called Mugabe. The civilians took to the streets. But guess what? The army had to come to quell the tension. And they put a leader that is going to move them from that particular turmoil. And up to today, we have a government in Zimbabwe. So there are people saying and whispering on the side that, we can push this thing to an extent whereby we have an alternative government other than William Ruto's government. That is the talk. That is the hard talk. That is what is wanted in this particular movement. That is what the demonstration is all about. In the guise that, of food crisis, we need to push this guy out of government. And how do we push? We have the people, we have the numbers. And if the police are overwhelmed, what will happen? The military will come in. And guess what? If the military comes in, we might never get out of that situation. We might have a military government for the rest of our lives. Yes, we have seen it in Rwanda. We have in Rwanda. That is a possibility. So let us see how we stop this.
Zalendo.
Yeah.
Even if I was to compare 2017 with today's Mandamano, this Mandamano is nowhere near that 2017. 2017 was serious. The people knew that Raila won and they wanted Kenyatta out. And they were ready to march.
20, is it 2017?
2017. Yeah, when they Nani alichukua the no 2017 when Raila went to Uhuru Park and was declared the people's president.
2007 and 2017.
No, listen.
Which was more serious, 2007 or 2017?
Both. But I'm saying this. 2017, remember, the people were so angry, they went and swore in Raila as the people's president. Okay? And if you listen to Miguna, the next move was they were supposed to march to the State House and remove Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru had to call Raila Odinga and to have a whatever talk. But here's what I'm coming with this. Azimio's main aim is to cause enough civil unrest where everyone will say exactly what you're saying. You know what? We are better off having a handshake than having casualties. Hatutaki kuona watu wamekufa. We'd rather have peace through handshake. That's what they're betting on. And what I'm saying is this: that is subverting democracy. You lost the election, you accept the results, you went through the courts, the judiciary said, this is hot here, you don't have enough evidence that suggests that this election was stolen. Okay? Be a statesman. Go to the opposition, carry yourself as the members of the opposition. Now, that's why I'm saying I'm against this handshake. Now, what they're trying to do, just think of it. This past week, since Friday or Thursday, the conversation now is about Mandamano. This is going to be the mother of all Mandamanos. And now we are being sold the Woga. There shall be casualties. Now they're coming up, and the Kenya Kwanza side are not doing anything to help the situation because they're also throwing words. Now you Nani Cheragay saying, talking about sniper, and Moses Kuria with his nonsensical tweets. Okay, so they're creating. You have to create a crisis, because out of this crisis, once people die, okay, it is very easy for me to come in and say, you know what? Let us bring in BBI, because if I have BBI, we shall have peace. We shall have nitapata ile nusu mkate yangu, but at least we shall have peace. But we are ignoring the issue that is at hand, which is the high cost of living and the corruption that has been happening not only with this government but the previous government, which is being exposed through the judiciary, and no one is paying attention to what is going to in the judiciary, which is bigger than what's happened. So what we are talking about, the Mandamano and stuff. If you pay attention to what the petitions that Omke is putting there, you'll be shocked through Uhuru government and what Kenya Kwanza are trying to do. At least Kenya Kwanza have been stopped already. But the previous regime, that's why I'm saying this Mandamano stuff is a distraction, and it's been used for this Azimio people to negotiate for a deal. So I don't want this handshake, but the government should also carry itself responsibly. You cannot let your officials say what they're saying on Twitter. And this also restrain themselves on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. That's what they should do. But anyway, I'll let Paul talk, because I know he's been quiet for a while. Paul, kuna maneno?
Paul, Mr. Bando. Paul, can you say that? No, unmute, Paul. Paul, your mic is off.
Okay, Mr. Rebel, allow me ask you this. Whether you will agree or not, then we'll get the answer. Do you think that courts in Kenya or Kenyan courts are very useless nowadays?
I don't think they're useless, because I'll give you an example. Remember when the issue went to court about the 50 CS that Ruto was appointed, which was outside the constitution? Remember? It was just a few weeks ago. They ruled against Ruto and told him this is unconstitutional. Right?
What if that was a game played by Ruto?
What kind of game would he play? Because now, okay, listen, because if it was a game, listen, this finance bill will have been passed already. The court will have said, okay, this finance bill should go, because this finance bill is unconstitutional and it's been suspended and it's been moved up. The Ruto people are still trying to defend it. So I don't see why, because this finance bill is what he really wanted. Okay, so if he was playing a game about the CS, okay, to convince people that the judiciary is actually fair, then they would have passed, the courts will have passed that finance bill already, but it has been stopped, suspended, and it's moving up or whatever. So have I answered you?
And do you agree, Kenya Rebel, do you agree that Ruto is very smart and politically genius?
I think he's smarter than Raila, but he's not a genius. It's very easy to manipulate him. He knows Raila. He said it.
Azimio supporters will not agree with that, because we don't have a measure to measure Raila's
I can measure. You know, he had the state with him, deep state. He had Uhuru. and he still lost. I mean, you have to be. There you go. That's the measurement.
Kenya Rebel, you are a Raila hater. That's one thing I know.
I'm
Yeah,
not.
yeah,
I'm not.
exactly.
No.
And
Ruto is corrupt. Ruto is corrupt, and Raila is a con man.
going to make Paul, you're going to make Paul run away from this show. But
No,
anyway,
Okay,
no, Paul is okay.
okay. Let me pick it again. Let me pick it again, Mr. Rebel.
Okay.
You are seeing the point that you need. There is need to have a handshake in Kenya so that we can stop this mando. But as we mentioned it earlier on, that the handshake issue is not that possible. Maybe we can talk about maybe 20% possibility, 20% or 10%, but it's not possible because when you check at what Gachagua is for, Gachagua thinks that when this thing happens, then it will be ruled out. Gachagua will start now, atakuwa anahangaika tu nje ya serikali. You this man akiingia tu kwa serikali, Raila Amolo Odinga akiingia kwa serikali, you will start seeing changes, of which then now his supporters will be very cool. They will be very calm. They will be clapping their hands. They will be appreciating what Raila has done because they will be talking about now he's a man of peace. But fuck you, this man needs to get into the government, and the other guys have shown it very early. They saw it very early, and they can't allow him. So, what is your take on this?
I I agree, and I can see why you would want a handshake. But okay, you said it well that there's 20% or less than 20% chance of this
Yeah,
handshake happening, right?
yeah.
And I agree with you. But here's the thing. So let's say on Wednesday we go to Mandamano, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Eh? Watu wakakufa, Sondu happens, people are dying, police is killing each other, business are messed up, nobody can go to work. What do you think will happen? The clergymen, the bishops, a lot of people will say, oh my goodness, we are losing a lot of people are dying. Woo-wee, watu wanakufa, tafadhali, Raila and Ruto should just come and meet, tafadhali, mkuje mkae chini muongee. Okay? So what I'm saying is this. If you create a crisis, which is about to be created in these 3 days of Mandamano, it will change the mood of the people. And we started hearing that with that bishop who went to Citizen. Okay? You hear people are starting to call for a handshake, or these people should sit down and talk, sit down and talk, sit down and talk. That's what they want. So what I'm saying, if Ruto was still smart, because I'm saying, he's a little bit smarter, but I don't know if he's a genius. If he's a genius, he should not engage in this, the police in a violent, try to stop these people from mandamane. Wacha waende wakamandamane, you provide security. Be very careful how you deal with it.
Kenya Rebel.
Yes.
On that note, why are people so jittery about? Kindiki seems not to be firm in that security docket. People are not happy with, especially people from Kenya Kwanza, are not happy with some of his decisions. I don't. What did he do lately that I'm seeing even in the comment section that somebody has suggested that Ruto should reshuffle his cabinet. Yeah, and somebody asks a very important question. That is Gigi on the comment section. Guys on the comments, thank you very much. We love you so much. You keep us going. Keep on asking this question. Somebody asked in the comment section that why did it take Raila 6 months down the road to start these demonstrations? That is a very, very important question. You nailed it. Maybe somebody can attempt to answer that question before I come in. Paul, why did Raila take 6 months before coming in? 6 months down the road, the cost of unga was so high. When they took over, the price of fuel started going up, but they had to wait 6 months down the road.
Okay, what I can talk about is that maybe we can talk about the plans that someone has for something to happen. Apart from plans, Raila wanted to see the reaction from the citizens or the common mwananchi, whatever they're facing. What are the reactions? Is when he can pick up. When the government is doing well, or when the government is doing well, maybe you cannot come up with your issue and interrupt in between. But when people are crying, it will give you that opportunity now to start your business. They say that Raila is an opposition leader. That's why you say that after all, Ruto said that he needs a strong opposition. But I don't know what is now happening. When you needed the strong opposition, the very highest strong opposition is now regretting again. The strong opposition is now hindering things going back. So he needs a plan. Another thing might be to check the reaction from the common mwananchi. That's all what I can say about it.
Wow. Yes, Kenya Rebel.
I agree with Paul in the sense that yes, remember, that's why I compared 2017 and 2022. When Raila lost, there was, remember 2017 when he lost in 2017, there was demonstration with, even before Raila said to andamane, people were out there demonstrating, hakuna hii tumeibiwa, okay? But this time when he lost, there was not such a huge demonstration. In fact, there was none. Then he went to court. People waited for the court. The courts, said what they said, and they said this is hot air. Okay. The mood of the country, the general mood was Ruto won this election. Okay, he beat the dynasty wameangushwa. Okay, so Raila had to build a momentum. Remember, he tried this mandamano the first time, and it was only limited to Kisumu and some parts of Nairobi. It was a failure, basically. Okay, so he had to build this momentum. And now, when the cost of living started going up, akaidandia. Now he's using that because remember, his first reason for mandamano was sijui sava ifunguliwe, sijui Jose Comego, I don't know what, sijui nini. Now we are told now the main thing is the high cost of living. Okay, it kept on changing. So that's why I agree with Paul that he wanted to see the mood, and he found out that Wakenya wengi they've accepted that Ruto won, but he had to build this up, and the low cost of living and Kenya Kwanza messing up in economy helped him in him building this this feeling of dissent against this government. So yes.
Yeah, Kenya Rebel. Gigi, I hope that you've been answered by our able panelists. They have ventured into that particular issue. And Paul, you want to say something?
Yeah. Just to mention maybe something else, another thing. I think we can agree on this. Our president William Ruto is full of promises, and now when you see he is making some of the promises that then he's not fulfilling them, or is he changing the mind. This was now charge the common mwananchi that the man is full of empty promises and is not fulfilling them. Maybe no, it is like a prayer. When you pray today, you don't expect that thing to happen tomorrow or today immediately. That's what Ruto is. So Ruto will promise you something, then you will wait to it to come. Then our people, the common mwananchi, didn't see this coming very fast. So that's why Raila also got a chance when the citizens are charged. He also jumped in. I think that's now the correct answer. Maybe the mood too. He has to read the mood. Thank you.
Now, this is how this thing is playing out, and this you've all analyzed it perfectly. When after 6 months, Gigi, there was nothing much happening. Then the Bunge la Mwananchi thing came. We started seeing Akina Gaucho. I started mentioning a few things on cost of living. Then it picked up momentum. Then Raila went to to Jivanji to meet the Bunge la Mwananchi. Then he brought prominence to the issues that were being discussed in Bunge la Mwananchi throughout the country, especially in Nairobi. So we started seeing Jacaranda talks and the Bunge la Mwananchi in Jivanji. So this progressed and progressed, and it metamorphosized into something else. Yeah. So after demonstrations came, they were not as effective because they were targeting the issues that he was targeting does not resonate with everybody else. Then the issue of the cost of living came, and the prices of things that are up there. It resonates well with everything, and Ruto and his promises never materialized. Then they capitalized also on the promises and the mistakes by the government. And this is why I always give free advice to William Samoei Ruto. You need to have a spokesperson, a government spokesperson who everything that is being everything that you want to put out there, any promise or any government initiative that you want to put out there, let your government spokesperson or the CS, the cabinet secretaries are not doing their job. Give the cabinet secretaries an opportunity to do their work so that if they fail, and if they succeed, it is your government that is succeeding. If a cabinet secretary fails, then it is the cabinet secretary that the buck stops to. All right, that is what has been a problem with this government. Baki had somebody called Alfred Mutua. That is how Alfred Mutua came to the limelight. People didn't like Alfred Mutua because of his pronouncements, and he became a thorn in the flesh. Dr. Alfred Mutua became a thorn in the flesh in Kibaki's government. Everybody knew Alfred Mutua with a microphone. He would be articulating or lying about what the government is doing, but nobody talked about Kibaki. But at the end of the day, they saw what Kibaki's government was doing by action, So Ruto's government should talk less and do a lot of action. He should avoid the microphone. I know he is very, very articulate in whatever he wants to say, but please, Mr. President, avoid the microphone. It is becoming your worst enemy, especially in Kenya. But outside, in other continents, working well for you. But in Kenya, the microphone is not doing a good job for you. That is the one particular area why Ruto is failing and should be addressed urgently. To his handlers who are watching the program, please advise the president appropriately. Now came the issue of Sondu. Sondu is something that I wanted to talk about, and thank God, Kenya Rebel, you are here. I hope you've read about what is happening in Sondu, and
Yeah.
you also read about the function that the president went to in Homa Bay, just adjacent to Kenya. Kisumu and Homa Bay County are close to each other, not very, very far. But the president went to Kindu for a Thanksgiving ceremony for the PS for internal security, Mr. Raymond. And the function went well. Before all that happened, there's the clashes that was going on in Sondo between pitting the Kipsigis and the Luos living. For the sake of our viewers, Sondu and the Kalenjin community are just divided by a road. So if you cross on the other side, you are on the Kalenjin land. If they come on this other side, you are in the Luo nation. So that is exactly the proximity between the clashes. It's not very, very far away. The traders on this other side are people from the Kipsigis community, and on this other side are people from the Luo community. So the clashes started in Sondu. Paul, do you really know what really transpired, or what you've read, or what you've heard in Sondu? Kenya Rebel or Paul? Hey, Kenya Rebel, can you tell me something of what was happening in Sondu? How did it start? How did it all start?
To be fair, I read about the whole clashes between Luos and Kalenjins in Sondu, but I don't have enough information. All I know is that I guess there were on the Kisumu side, people Luos were there was protests. Then the Kalenjins came in and I guess attacked the Luos that were protesting. That's what I got from the piece that I was reading. But I can't comment much because I don't know much about what happened. And regarding the Homa Bay, I just read that the president went there for the thing, the youngest, is it CS or PS, whatever the case is. And I didn't hear anything negative happen. So I don't have enough information to really have an opinion.
Paul, you've got something about the crisis in Sondu?
Actually, I've also been reading it through Facebook, maybe, and this WhatsApp group, seeing how these people are being injured or being killed, and then the complaints that they were raising before. So I don't know what happened. Maybe, but it came through this protest, where maybe I guess that there is this destruction that was taking place between the two communities, one blaming each other. But I think it's just like that. I don't know. I didn't read much about it. And
Well,
then coming to Homa Bay County, where we had the welcoming ceremony, that is the for the PS Raymond. We had two functions actually that day, where this one for the president was organized before. Then Raila or the other team, the Azimio team, came up with also another function in Kisumu, where they had rallies, but there was no much interactions. It was just good.
now what has been going on in is that this is what I say: ethnic mobilization, and we are seeing ethnic mobilization from both communities. The Luos are being mobilized to be one, and on the government side, I can also see a concerted effort to mobilize the Kikuyu community, and the Kalenjin are also doing it, but not in public. But I believe that already there is something going on to mobilize their communities. The Kambas mobilization is also going on, because you saw how Kambas were proud of, the destruction and the mayhem that they caused in on the last Bandamano, and everybody was congratulating the Kamba community and giving them, you know, the trophy that they carried the day. So this has become a game, and soon it become a game of death. That is the biggest problem. They look at it like a game of football between Arsenal and Manchester, or who is topping the EPL league of Mandamano, who is topping the Mandamano league. Each and every time you'll see it on Wednesday, there will be a community that is topping. This is how mobilization begins.
Mzalendo, I have a question real quick.
Yeah.
Was this with the Kambas? Was it in Machakos? Because the last time I saw, I think Machakos was pretty peaceful. I don't know.
No, see, Machakos County, you see that the area of airport, that area of airport where those things were vandalized, going all the way to Kitengela, Mlolongo, that is in
Okay.
Kitengela. Those areas are in Machakos County. They're not in Nairobi County. So the people who are demonstrating there are from actually Machakos County. That is what is being said. But again, I saw again Tukuria saying that those people who are demonstrating violently are as a result of the land that he took away from them, the East African Portland cement land that they were occupying as quarters. So that is why the demonstrations were so heavy in areas of Tengala. I don't know whether that is right, but that is your politician speaking. They can say anything. I don't believe in anything that that Kuria says. And nowadays, I look at it. He looks like a sick person saying the other time, it's serious, Kenya Rebel. This guy goes to the microphone and starts saying things in Gikuyu that is going to pee on in Uru's compound. Now he has the flag. He's now a cabinet secretary. Yeah, he's no longer the same guy, and he can go and mobilize and pee in Uru's compound in Gatundu. I say that in vernacular. So you can look at the level that this years has degenerated himself into. Yeah, he's like a mouth for hire. So he's become a mouth for hire. He can say anything. I don't believe that is Ruto's position, that he
Yeah,
can go. And,
yes. I think to your point when you say that the government should speak with one voice, I agree. The problem is Twitter, because most of these insidious statements that are being made come from Twitter. Cheragay, who else? Moses Kuria, though with the statements regarding peeing on Kenyatta's whatever, I would literally join him for once. But anyway, that's beside the point. Being facetious. But also with Devin D, I think you've seen Devin D, who actually revealed that Ruto gave money to Martha Karua for their Kenya Katiba, Linda Katiba movement, which caused a little bit brouhaha. And also Boniface Mwangi also was said to be paid by William Ruto. That's what Mr. Devin D said in his tweet. Actually, Boniface Mwangi is taking legal action against Devin D for those statements because he said that was not true. But I think it's interesting because now it makes Martha Karua looks really weird among the
no,
Kwanzaa side.
on a light note, I saw the former Attorney General going with some loaves of bread to Central Police Station. What was his mission?
The former Attorney General? What's his
The
name?
former Chief Justice?
Oh, yeah. No, that was when he was going to feed one of the protesters that were arrested, that were being detained.
The protesters that were arrested.
Yes, that was
Do
what
you
it
remember how
was.
many protests were there on his tenure?
I don't know how many there were, but they finally got released. Especially
But
there was one, I think his name was Kimani. Was it Kimani?
Give them, or the protesters, whenever they go to court, you should ask them, did you eat something when they're being brought to court from various police stations? I mean, so, Kenyans act on, they behave very, very funnily at times. Sometimes when you occupy these offices, you are lost in some kind of world, and you don't know the reality. But once you get out of that of particular office, is when you start seeing things the way they are. It's
That
just when you start seeing that this suffering is real. When people are arrested, they don't have anything to eat. When people go to these courts, they are from the cells. They have not fed on anything. Yeah, I mean that is how Kenya is. We react to situations, when they happen, and it is very, very sad. That's why I like the former Vice President Mudi Awori. Mudi
yeah.
Awori brought a lot of reforms in the prisons. Now they can watch television, and I believe they can see their loved ones once in a while and have conjugal rights. So that is something that is recommendable, and people will look at the prisons reforms and acknowledge that Mudi Awori did a good job in reforming the Kenyan prisons. Michuki also did a very good job in the transport industry. Some of these things, there is a possibility that we have leaders out there who can transform society, and even the price of food. There are leaders out there who can do something about it, but are they ready to bite the bullet? No, but they are not ready. They are not ready to serve Mwananchi. They are ready to serve and fill their pockets. That is the problem in our parliament. These leaders are there and they are only ready to fill their pockets. Nobody is talking about the food crisis in the floor of the house, but they would rather talk about the food crisis on in demonstrations. Yeah, and the
Exactly.
food crisis affect both sides. It affects hakuna njaa ya Mkalenjin, hakuna njaa ya Mkamba, hakuna njaa ya Mjaluo, hakuna njaa ya Mijikenda. Njaa ni njaa. Kama kuna shida na mahali pale, then they should come up with a bill and regulate the prices of commodities. That is important. It is very important, Kenya Rebel, that we hold our parliamentarians accountable, even in the deaths are going to happen, or even that the deaths that have happened before, is a result of having a parliament that is compromised.
That is
Yeah.
what somebody actually asked a very good question. He said, why, for the protesters that were arrested, okay, the Azimio protesters, why didn't Raila Odinga go and to the police station and ask for their release? Okay, the day that there was a protest, the last protest that happened, when I think 5-6 people lost their lives, if you don't count the Sondu incident. And in the evening of that same day, there was a video that surfaced of Raila Odinga actually dancing in a party. You know, like, this is nothing to him. Like, if you call on an mandamano and people end up dying, okay, you should be the first person to go out there and mourn with the family members and try to find justice for them. This guy, that same evening, he was in a bar somewhere dancing. There's a video of it, okay? In my channel, I made that video, okay? So I'm saying this, okay, that's former Chief Justice feeding those Mandamano ones that were arrested. That's a good gesture, okay? But how about the person who was calling for this Mandamano? Why don't he go there, and if he really cares about these people, if there's a video or the audio of Raila actually praising the young people who are, engaging with the police during the tear gas, okay? So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Try to tell most of the Azimio people, and they're so, politics, we are looking at it as you say, our team, Gor Mahia and FC Leopards. We are fans of these political figures. We don't actually look at the issues, okay? We just, Raila clearly said he wants a national accord, whatever, like the Kofi Annan arrangement that they had with Kibaki. That was what he called for from the get-go, okay? He tried a bipartisan way. He could not get that way. So he's back in the streets and he's trying to blackmail his way to getting this position, which he might, if these 3 days are full of whatever deaths and destruction, he might just get what he wants. But it's up to the government. How the government will react is the most important thing for these coming 3 days. And I will be there to be very keen to see what happens. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that, Kenya Rebel. I think we will all be there trying to watch how it transpires. But by and large, is that we don't want our people to kill each other. We don't want them to destroy other people's property. We don't want to see injuries during those protests. One life lost is a life too many. We need to be cautious. And to our viewers who are using TikTok or the other medium communication, please try and sell peace. Sell peace, because what is happening is the politicians advised members of his movement to make TikTok videos. There's a lot of TikTok going on, and it is meant for one thing: mobilizing a particular support group so that they understand the issues why they are demonstrating. But again, if you are going to demonstrate peacefully, you go out there on Wednesday, demonstrate peacefully, and go home. If you don't want to be part of it, also stay at home. If you have a shop, make sure that it is secure. It is secure such that hata kama utaweka grill mbili ama tano, weka hizo grill mbili ama tano kwa hiyo duka yako, because you never know what will happen when things go haywire. Yeah, hivyo kama uko na matatu, tafadhali park hiyo matatu yako hiyo siku. You never know kitu ile itafanyika. The government might guarantee you that, hey, we will protect you on this day, we tokea, we don't, open your business. But even if you open your business and people are staying at home, people are scared to get hurt. People are scared to start running battles. People are scared of the tear gas. They will not be out there to go to a particular business. Even if you support Kenya Kwanza and you feel like, I need to support William Ruto's government. Let the government guarantee you your security so that you open your business. But if they cannot guarantee you that, and you've seen that they cannot guarantee you that during this protest, stay at home. Kaa nyumbani. That does not mean that na support Azimio. It means that you are doing cautious. You are making a cautious decision. Your family.
Mzalendo,
Yep.
I had somebody say that Kenya Kwanza supporters also want to come out and protect businesses during this mandamano. Like they will come out and protect the business.
Dennis Itumbi tweeted that
What do you think?
yesterday that they will come out with 2,800, I don't know, supporters. Kama ni kwa Uhuru, they will be there with 2,800 supporters. And there's also rumors that each and every member of parliament in Kenya Kwanza is told to mobilize his supporters to come out. So you can imagine Kenya Kwanza have got the majority in parliament and senate. If they mobilize their communities to come out, what are we going to have? What are we going to I mean, it's going to be very, very, very chaotic. Itakuwa ni vita na kutakuwa na casualties. But we don't have hospitals to treat all these people. Some people will die on the streets. Ya watu wanakufa kwa barabara. Wacha tuwachane na hii mambo ya chest thumping. Let us look at things as a country. Let us see how we can stop this. I say Rwanda started like this. I was in 2007. We had a similar situation, and I was in the middle of it, fortunately and unfortunately. Uh, we were enjoying then as youth that, hey, tunakimbizana, like the way that young man says, tutakimbizana kimbi kimbi. Youth enjoy those kind of talks, but you see, utakimbizana kimbi kimbi, na sometimes your soul will be in heaven or in hell. Ukikimbizana kimbi kimbi, if it is there, utakimbizana kimbi kimbi, but once you die, you are forgotten. Hakuna kitu yote atakufanyia, utakuwa umesaulika. You will just be like one of the liberators, and unfortunately, you will not even have a day to be remembered. Hakuna. Most of those liberators, those fighters who fought for independence, those fighters who fought for the second liberation, like in 1992, the Wayakis, the Bawazirs of yesterday, Matiba. How many people remember Matiba? Who even talks about Matiba today? Who even talks about Mohammed Bawazir today? Nobody talks about them. The only survivor, Raila, is not even among them. Yeah? But the only survivors of the second liberation, we don't, they are not recognized. And we need to remember they had some youth movement moving with them. Some died. They are not remembered at all, at all, at all, at all. So once in a while, a politician will get a microphone and say, we remember you for fighting so hard for your country, and that will be it. But now, let us be careful as youths. Let us be very, very, very careful as a youth out there. Let us be very, very, very careful with the kind of utterances or the kind of support that we want to give our leaders. We love our leaders so much, and most likely they want to capitalize on our situation. Take a lot of precaution when you want to go there and cause mayhem. I said in organized countries, demonstrations are held on the streets. If Azimio are well organized, they should have a demonstration from all the way Limuru, all the way to the airport if they want, all the way up to Machakos. That highway should be that a highway of demonstration. If they were organized in that particular manner, then it will even make the work of the police easy. Anybody wading out of that particular procession would be deemed a thug. If you get out of that procession of maandamano on that particular day and go into somebody's shop, then the police have got a right to protect that property. And even if you lose your life, then that will be justified. Justified that you were actually trying to vandalize a property or trying to attack a police officer. When you try to attack a police officer, when you are demonstrating and nobody is attacking you, and you veer off and attack police officers, that is now where there's a boundary. The boundary should be drawn. As much as you have a right, other officers have a right to leave. You also have a right to leave. Government has a right to protect. Also, they are doing a good job to also time. So there's no point of you going or throwing a stone or trying to hit a police officer. They also they can react. There are also other officers who are trigger happy. I want to. If you're an officer and you someone, please don't kill an armed civilian out there in civilian. You have a gun, you have a baton, you have a protector. You don't really have to. Even if they are, try to use force. Try to use unless now this guy is really, really, really has really, really cornered you and you want to get out of trouble. That is when life or something like that. That is what we want to see in our country. We want to see a situation whereby there is the rule of law, there is order, there is order. We don't want our situation to another Somalia, or we don't want us to another Rwanda, or another Sudan. Yeah, the Sudan generals are and so far 30,000 died in Sudan. In just a matter of months, 30,000 already dead in Sudan. We don't want to count bodies in Kenya. These are our brothers and lived as a community. Yes, we politic, we hate each other, but we are a community. Your next day, no neighbor is number. The other one is your neighbor upstairs, downstairs. Hi, we all love each other. We are all Kenya. We all let Kenya political riders minds. Let us be united on a particular issue. If it's the issue of food crisis, let your MP accountable by the bill in Parliament or of the House to regulate the prices. If they have not done that, they are not then they are not doing what you employed them. MPs out there, do your work. If you have done your work properly, we will not probably be on the streets. And lastly, I want to thank everybody who has joined me briefly on this session. We've done 2 hours. That is enough for me. I have to run somewhere. Tomorrow, same time, we are going to try and make this show on a daily basis. We are interviewing a few panelists. If you are interested in the job, if you are interested in the job of being a panelist of one of the TV, please, there's an opening. There's an opening. We want somebody to come and open the show from 8 p.m. in the evening until 2 a.m. in the night. If you are out there, a young man, and you feel that you can be part of our team, come and join us. Come and join us. We need somebody to be opening the show so that people from diaspora can join later and carry on with the show. So if you're there, there is a salary, a small stipend will pay your Wi-Fi. The bill will pay your Wi-Fi plus a monthly 20,000. Advert is coming out tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. If you know a brother who is out there struggling and is a campus and he knows is articulate on issues, interested in being mentored in media, please let him come here and discuss. Let him come here. We are not professionals field, but we need somebody who can be a very good host or a very good moderator who is articulate on issues and who will not be biased to me or to Kenya Kwanza Alliance and look at the issue as a Kenyan. We need them to come out here. We'll join them as panelists and we run the show. Otherwise, Cornerstone, thank you for being that supportive team on comment section. Gigi, kama kawaida. Ruto, as always, you never let us down. Thank you for being part of the show each and every time when you start. Gitash, oh my God, huyu jamaa chelewagi bana. Thanks for taking the bullets. You know, okay, that was between you and somebody else. Thank you, Gitash. API Adams, asante sana for joining on the comment section. Nawatambua sana. I wish I would be mentioning your real names. Important that you Gitash, asante sana. Cornerstone, hiyo sio jina bwana. Come with your real name. Type your real name there so that I can know who you are and know where you are listening from. It is very important. Jeffrey Ruto kama kawaida. APL, go to your fax checking what? Oh, checking at Estica. Okay, that's another show altogether. Yeah. All right. I wish Alex Media was there to answer. Oh, no. Alex has just taken off. So we hope that he will be there to answer that particular question that you addressed. Why now? Why wait after 6 months and start the turmoil? Why did you start almost immediately? That is a question for Azimio supporters out there. Mbona mlichelewa kuanzisha hii furugu? Mbona mkangojea miezi sita? Hmm? That is the thing. That is what is happening right now. Why did he not get Uhuru to bring the price of unga down? Hey, Gigi is asking a question. Why did Raila Odinga not get Uhuru Kenyatta to bring the price of unga down? Hiyo ni swali moto sana, as my good friend would say. Hiyo ni swali moto sana sana sana, tutaweza kuijibu kwa hii show. Bado unauliza maswali. I want to answer some of the question. Wakale wachana na vita. Wakale, okay, wakale wachana na vita huko. Huko Baringo wanauana wenyewe kwa wenyewe. The Baringo crisis. Oh, Mr. Kindiki, you should do something about the Baringo crisis. I think that crisis in Baringo has gone for way too long. Maybe it is an issue of land. Maybe it is something traditional. I don't know. Kazi kwenyu security operators, you need to do something in Baringo. If Baringo still exists, kama kuna vita zinaendelea huko. The latest one is Sondu. I'll talk about Sondu. Sondu, we talked about it. It is something that I think Kindiki went there, and the situation is now calm in Sondu. Thank you, Mr. Kindiki, for calming the situation in Sondu. But to the warring function, the Luo community, and the Kipsigis on the other side, you've been neighbors for a very long time. It is only during political times that we see these clashes. So let us be the good neighbors that we have been. Let politicians not guide us in these political fights. Let us fight on the ballot. Hey, Mzalendo, that's my name. Cornerstone. Cornerstone Hills. Listening. Okay, that's your name, Sawa Sawa. We don't want to fight like Sudan. Yes, that is what we've been preaching. We do not want to fight like Sudan. We want to. We are more civilized. We don't want to fight like the people of Sudan. We can't reach that place. I believe the right honorable prime minister is somebody who is a peace-loving and would not want us to go that direction. And same to William Ruto. He witnessed 2007 what the clashes can really do. It is exhausting to travel to the OAA all the time to answer those charges. And as I see, the cases are still open for William Ruto. They have never been closed. For somebody like Mohammed Hussein, the former police boss during the 2007 election, if you had followed that case properly, the court did not have any evidence that the police actually were doing something out of their line of duty. And that is why Mohammed Hussein, the former police and postal boss, was exonerated from ICC, from the ICC case. Because the police, as much as you'd accuse them, they are on their line of duty. They are on their line of duty. Sometimes you cannot prove beyond reasonable doubt that, this particular officer, the one who was killed so many people, or when you are tracking our police officer, or when protests are outlawed by the same police who are supposed to protect you during the protest. I don't know, this law is very, I wish there was a lawyer here who can educate me and tell me where is the line. The Constitution says that the Constitution gives you the right to picket and freedom of speech. Yeah. But at the same time, the same Constitution tells you that the police has to be in the Public Order Act, you have to notify the particular police station. So if you have notified the police that you are going to have a demonstration, and they tell you that you cannot have the demonstration today because we don't have enough personnel, Do you really go ahead and have the demonstration, or what should happen? I don't know. I can't figure out what should happen if we go to a police station and tell you, you know what, today, yes, our personnel have gone to, you know, the clashes in Ringo or in Sondu. We don't have enough police to protect you during demonstrations. Then what happens? What happens? Hey, if you're a panelist out there, hebu niambie katika sheria, ukienda katika kituo cha polisi alafu uambie niko na demonstrations kesho, na polisi wakuambie yes, hiyo ni haki katiba, unaweza kuwa nayo kesho, lakini sisi hatuna polisi ya kutosha kukulinda wakati wa hiyo demonstration yako kesho. Hebu niambie, kama we panel we comment section, what are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to go on with the maandamano? Because yes, maandamano is allowed in, naweza endelea na hiyo maandamano, yet the police are also saying that they have outlawed it. Is it within their mandate to outlaw such a protest? You are concerned, right? Hapo ni bongo, hapo anatudanganya kidogo, but it's a question for another day. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 7 o'clock. I have to rush somewhere. I want to thank all of you who have been here. Earlier on, we had Alex. I don't know where he's run to. But asante sana, you guys, for being part of the show. And it's Monday. We start on a low note. Again, Tuesday, we will start on a high. And Wednesday will be the peak. And the mother of all shows. I hope to see you tomorrow. Otherwise, thank you very much, and thank you for being part of the love. Thank you for being part of the show. Thank you for subscribing to TV. I also have a channel called True Talk TV. True Talk TV is also we are developing, and it's going to be a talk TV where I can call Gitash and you give them airtime for 1 hour. You vent and say whatever you want to say on that particular show, uninterrupted. You will not have a discussion where, like normal host, interrupt you to. We'll have a talk show where you can have a whole hour or 45 minutes talking on the issues uninterrupted. That is the importance of our talk show. So our talk show is coming. And you can also check on today. He had a very good interview, activist, lady who is now a leading vocal Azimio supporter. So check on the YouTube channel, and we're glad. Cornerstone, I'm always glad. Thank you for the comment. Thank you for the comment, and thank you for truly being out there. Thank you for checking out on your brother. Thank you for checking out on your sister. Please, if sometimes if you need to go out on Wednesday, afadhali kaa nyumbani. I don't know whether schools in Kenya are open, and I don't know whether the private ones are functioning. But on this particular day, let your child stay at home. You don't want them caught in kind of situation. Mtoto wako utaki andamane, like the kids who were tear gassed on the other day. I mean, it's quite unfortunate for schoolers or for parents to let out their children go out to school on these days. Yes, I know maandamano starts very late, or probably will be anticipating that furugu itaanza saa 9, saa 10, saa 11. No, wacha mtoto akae nyumbani. Yeah, if the police cannot guarantee that there will be enough security for your kids to stay to go to school, kaa nyumbani. If you can work at home, I'll tell your employer, manze, mimi send all the work and I can work from home. If you're doing these other jobs in a factory or something, probably change shifts. If it's a day shift, factory has been operating mchana, your life has to be restructured again. Now ambia Mzumwindi, bye, wacha leo sisi tutakuwa tunaingia usiku usiku, and that is the way it should go. Sisi tunaingia usiku baada ya mchana, hivyo ndio tunataka hiyo nchi iwe. Kama tutakuwa na nchi nzuri yenye mafanikio ili tuweze kuonana na kina Gitash, kina GGK after Tuesday. Tafadhali, we don't want to open these WhatsApp groups that we lost someone, like on Facebook the other day, a young man from Eastland was shot. Quite unfortunate. He had to stay at home. He was with us, living a very young family. Now, the son left behind will not have a father for the rest of our life. The lady, the baby, left behind a father because they were involved in a protest, and it can go on and on. And the police officers, if you're taking the life of this young, also know that they've got other kids, they've got a wife that child that is going, these young people, they have to, they have young family, and they're young, and mobilized to attend the end of the day. Even if you're getting 1,000 to go out in the street, not worth it. It's not life. If somebody comes you hit by a stray bullet, that man, I know everyone going for Mandamano and back home. Nobody is planning to go for a Mandamano and die there. Nobody wants to die. Somebody wants to go just pick up and come back home. Out there, trying to cause chaos, trying to cause mayhem. Please, kwani hakuna polisi atakuja kuweka kwa nyumba. Tafadhali stay at home. Sorry Cornerstone. I'm only winding up the show. I'm winding up the show. Asanteni sana for being part of the. Hata mimi sasa nikimbie nikunywe kamaji kidogo. Tutaonana kesho same time. Tafadhali stay locked. What I want you guys to be doing to me is that I need your contacts. I don't know how I'll get your contacts in a way or the other. I need your contacts so that nikianza show namna hii, all of you are in the show. I'll share my number so that I have you guys on the show tomorrow. Each and every time I want at least I want a situation where we have 3 Azimio supporters, 3 UDA strong supporters, and 2 people, so that we can have a very, very, very discussion as Kenyans, as talk to each other. Let us talk to each other. Let us see that we have peace at the end, because that is all sawa. Kwaherini and asante sana, na muwe na usiku mwanana. Asante.